Item number, 6055. Level 3 Confidential. Containment Class, Euclid. Disruption Class, VLAM. Risk Class, Caution. Special Containment Procedures, Mobile Task Force Gamma 6, Deep Feeders are to oversee protection of the ocean located above SCP-6055. A defensive perimeter of Foundation craft should be maintained 1 mile around SCP-6055's current borders at all times. Civilians wishing to enter the waters surrounding SCP-6055 should be told that the area contains undetonated undersea mines left over from the Second World War. Requests to enter SCP-6055 must first be approved by at least 2 Level 4 researchers. If species resembling SCP-6055-2 are discovered between the months of August and November, a cetacea event should be declared. During a cetacea event, a small fleet of Foundation-operated military ships should accompany the SCP-6055-2 instances for the duration of their pilgrimage to SCP-6055. Civilians are to be told that this is a routine military training exercise. Unauthorized persons who view SCP-6055-2 instances should be administered amnestics accordingly. Interaction with SCP-6055-2 instances during this event are prohibited. Description: SCP-6055 is an extra-dimensional space located within the Baltic Sea, 50 miles off the coast of Stockholm, Sweden. The space is known to be extremely large within, despite not being able to logically fit with the geometry of local surroundings. The only known entrance into SCP-6055 is a small cave opening that is currently 4 meters in diameter, though is shrinking at an exponential rate. At the time of its discovery, the gap was approximately 95 meters in diameter and has been slowly getting smaller. The space is known to contain an area noted as having extreme natural beauty, with abundant corals, aquatic flora, and an extremely high density of marine animal life. SCP-6055-2 are anomalous creatures that have manifested during a cetacea event. Yearly, 5% of Earth's ocean life begins to migrate towards SCP-6055, designated a cetacea event. During this time, affected fauna will gather in large shoals. These consist of species that would normally never interact with one another, and predatory creatures will display no requirement for sustenance, though strictly herbivorous creatures continue to consume plant matter. All fauna present will circle around SCP-6055 for 2 to 3 days, though none have been observed to enter the space. Additionally, a small number of undiscovered species will manifest from unknown locations and join other creatures influenced by a cetacea event. These species will be similar in some way to an already known species, though typically have features including drastically altered size, proportions, or some biological feature that makes them divergent from a non-anomalous creature, and in most cases display bioluminescence. It is currently unknown how long SCP-6055 has been present in baseline reality, though descriptions of sea monsters fitting descriptions of SCP-6055-2 characteristics worldwide indicate that cetacea events may have occurred as long as 500 to 600 years ago. A small engraving in modern Swedish can be found above the direct entrance to SCP-6055, reading Har AR6, Skikad Tilvara Gravar, Begravda under Havsvågor. See Exploration Log 6055-1. The significance of the text is unknown. Addendum 6055.1, POI Interview. On December 3, 1995, Brodie Campbell, a 46-year-old Scottish fisherman, was discovered to have posted a thread on an online fishing forum about his experiences with SCP-6055-2 instances in the past. It was discovered that he had known of the SCP-6055-2 longer than the Foundation had been aware of the anomaly's existence. An interview was swiftly arranged by Foundation personnel. Interviewed, Brodie Campbell. Interviewer, Agent Carter. Forward, this interview was conducted 3 days after Mr. Campbell's initial post regarding SCP-6055-2, and took place within his residence in the town of Crail, Scotland. Begin log. Agent Carter, greetings, Mr. Campbell. Mr. Campbell, hello. Please, just call me Brody. Agent Carter, as you wish. I'm here to inquire on your recent online post regarding strange beasts in the North Sea. Mr. Campbell, oh, yeah, I remember. Are you the guys who took it down? Did I do something wrong? Agent Carter, not at all, Brody. We just want to know some more about the creatures you claim to have seen. Mr. Campbell, what? Did you see them too? I think I put the majority of my experience in the thread. Agent Carter, yes, I have seen them. I'm currently trying to research and document the creatures and want to know if you have any additional knowledge surrounding them. Mr. Campbell, oh, well, in that case I'll tell you everything I know. You see, it all started when I was born. Agent Carter, you don't need to start that far back, Mr. Campbell. Just from your first experience with the creatures. Mr. Campbell, alright then. Well, my first experience was when I was doing my fishing about 5 miles off the coast in 1972 in autumn. The sea was very rough. Alongside my regular catch, I got a huge amount of fish. I can't remember what type, but I think they were only found in Mexico or somewhere, so I thought that was odd. On my way back to shore, this pauses, well, I don't know how to describe it, a huge shoal of all sorts of fish just swam underneath my boat. I mean, it wasn't even just fish, there was turtles, jellyfish, whales, dolphins and something bigger. Agent Carter, please elaborate. Mr. Campbell, there was a giant shark. A hammerhead, but its skin wasn't right. Mr. Campbell sits in silence for 15 seconds. Mr. Campbell, it was like it had something weird for scales covering its skin. I could see underneath when it moved. And it was absolutely huge. A regular hammerhead's like what, 6 meters? This thing must have been 40 or 50. And its eyes glowed like a slight blue color. I swear it looked at me, its eyes glaring right into my soul. Agent Carter, and you didn't tell anyone else about this? Mr. Campbell, I didn't really have anyone to tell. My parents died when I was little and I had no siblings or real friends. I vaguely remember telling someone at the pub when I had a bit too much to drink, but I doubt they believed me. Agent Carter, okay then. Have you had any other encounters? Mr. Campbell, yeah, well, in '83 I got a job for some fishing company in Sweden. I saw more of them in the Baltic Sea than I did when I was fishing here. I mean, it happens every year, about autumn time. All the beasties in the sea start moving towards Sweden, Norway, Denmark sort of area. Agent Carter, alright, have you gathered any additional information about the creatures you encountered? Mr. Campbell, they don't like rubbish. Agent Carter, they. Sorry. Mr. Campbell, well, one time I just threw my water bottle over the side when I was finished with it. There wasn't really too much worry about pollution back then, and then the huge shoal came by, and one of the huge turtles with oddly shaped rocks on its back came up to the surface and just kind of poked the bottle with its nose and well, died. Agent Carter, immediately. Mr. Campbell, yeah, just kind of went limp and sunk to the bottom of the sea. Agent Carter, okay, I understand. This concludes the interview. To radio. Prepare the amnestics. Thank you for your time, Mr. Campbell. End log. Addendum 6055-2, Discovery. SCP-6055 was discovered following the first documented cetacea event in the autumn of 1987. 3 humpback whales, Megaptera novianglyi, displaying unusually large size, approximately 60 meters in length, near black coloration and large amounts of moss, kelp, and flora along their backs manifested in a large lake leading to the North Baltic Sea. The lake was a popular local destination, meaning that numerous reports were filed to agents embedded in local law enforcement regarding the creatures. This led to Foundation intervention. The creatures were followed using a small fishing craft for 205 miles. During this journey, a school of fish and other marine life had amassed over 3 million entities, with the SCP-6055-2 whales leading the group. After 26 hours, the instances reached SCP-6055, which at the time was approximately 95 meters in diameter. All creatures present began what was described as like a huge underwater dance, circling around SCP-6055 in a manner of patterns and forms. At this point, a wider Foundation force was called to the scene and the Swedish government sectioned off the area. It was noted that the SCP-6055-2 whales caused instantaneous growth of kelp, moss, algae, and even undiscovered species of aquatic fungi to manifest in the immediate area. 2 days later, all creatures had fled the area, and the SCP-6055-2 whales begun to rapidly descend into the Baltic Sea before seemingly disappearing once out of line of sight of Foundation personnel. Following this, a search of SCP-6055 was conducted by MTF Gamma-6 deep feeders. See Exploration Log 6055-1. Addendum 6055-3, Exploration Logs. Despite SCP-6055's remote location, attempts have taken place to explore the extra-dimensional space, though many were conducted via ROV. The following are all manned explorations to date. Exploration Log 6055-1. Forward, this expedition was carried out by Foundation Divers of MTF Gamma-6 and was conducted on October 19, 1987, 2 days and 23 hours after the onset of the first Cetacea event. See Addendum 6055-1 for description of events leading up to the expedition. Begin log. G6-1, everyone ready? The task force responds positive and begin descent into SCP-6055. The sound of SCP-6055-2 whales are present in the background. G6-2, is there light coming from down there? G6-3, potentially. We really don't know what this is, it was only discovered a few hours ago. G6-2, great. They descend 15 meters into SCP-6055. G6-1, command. Command, can you still hear us? Site 115 command, yes, -1 we can hear you. G6-1, great. There's a small engraving about 15 meters into the cave. It says Har AR6, Skikad Tilvara Gravar, Begravda under Havsvågor. Site 115 command, copy that, -1, I'll get it translated right away. G6-1, thanks command. Gamma-6 descends a further 10 meters. Okay, I think we might have found the end, the tunnel seems to turn he. Camera footage reveals G6-1 turn the corner, revealing the space within SCP-6055. The space appears to be an extremely large geological structure, and has features consistent with a cove. The area is covered in heavy amounts of flora and rocks. Kelp and corals with unusually bright coloration are present, and varying species of fish, cetacean, and shark traverse the landscape. Sunlight illuminates the area, the environment seeming to be in shallow waters. What the? Okay, command, I think we may be dealing with a spatial or non-Euclidean anomaly, there's a massive ravine or crevasse in here. G6-4, this is incredible. Site 115 command, Gamma-6, we've lost your tracker signatures but are still receiving radio signals. You may have entered an extra-dimensional space, is the entrance still available? G6-1, yes it is. Site 115 command, good, please continue to explore the available space ahead. G6-1, copy. Gamma-6 moves into the main body of the space. G6-3, there's a bunch of glowy kelp and plants in here, it looks brilliant. G6-2, it's called bioluminescence, -3. Gamma-6 surveys the area. Camera footage pans left, revealing a collection of cuboid shapes. G6-1, Are those buildings? G6-1 maneuvers over to the buildings. G6-2, what do you see? G6-1, I think it's a bed? And a few chairs. This is weird, there must have been people living down here. G6-2. I think I've found something else. Camera footage reveals G6-2 uncovering a large flat surface in the rock cliff face. G6-2, there are images here, carved into the rock. Footage reveals a large surface of rock that is entirely flat. G6-2, that's odd. This is very large for one small engraving. G6-1, what does it say? G6-2, Havsvågor. A pod of dolphins can be heard vocalizing in the background. G6-1, command, I think we're gonna want to get a larger survey team in here. There's a lot going on. Site 115 command, alright, Gamma 6, the creatures around the entrance are beginning to leave now, please return for debriefing. End log. Note, following this, a large-scale search of the area was conducted and revealed the following. 73 small houses scattered within the surrounding area and caves. A large stone wall of unknown purpose. A heavily rusted vessel. Over 100 species of aquatic life within, many of which would not naturally meet. A large golden ring on the opposite side of the cave entrance of unknown purpose. Following these events, divers attempted to swim upwards within SCP-6055, as sunlight is visible. Despite visually being a short distance from below, the swim took teams 3 hours. Even though divers were seemingly traveling at a constant speed, they appeared to be moving excessively slowly. When teams emerged, they found themselves in a vast expanse of water with no land in the visible distance. The journey back took only 3 minutes. Exploration Log 6055-2. Forward, this exploration was again taken out by divers of MTF Gamma 6 on July 6, 1988. Following numerous unmanned ROV missions, it was determined that no threat was present within SCP-6055. At the time, SCP-6055 was at a width of about 52 meters, meaning that a manned vehicle was able to be deployed for a wider area of investigation. The following is the log of the second manned expedition into the space. Begin log. G6-1, we are at the target location, command please deploy the sub. A muffled splash can be heard. G6-1, thanks guys. -5, -6, go and give it a ride. Once we're all in, you two head north if your compasses work, and go as far as you can. You have been given food and water, try to recycle oxygen. G6-5, affirmative. G6-2, beginning dive. Gamma 6 descends to SCP-6055's entrance and goes within the cave. G6-3, I can't see any light. G6-2, that's odd. They turn a corner, entering SCP-6055. G6-2, oh. G6-1, well this is a first. There hasn't been any real indication of a day and night cycle here. Camera footage reveals that the area is significantly darker, and looking up reveals the sky to have a moon present. G6-1, command, has there been an observed night here? Site 115 command, no there hasn't, -1. Time may pass differently over there. G6-3, great. G6-2, well the plants are fascinating, a lot of them seem to be slightly bioluminescent. G6-1, everyone split up, we can cover more area. Make sure to take samples. -5 and 6, start traveling in that direction, points towards a large rock arch. Let us know if you find anything. G6-5 and G6-6 maneuver the submersible in the requested direction. Gamma 6 survey the area for 11 minutes, searching for any information on the anomaly. G6-3, what is that? Camera footage shows G6-3 discovering a 3-meter wide sphere of golden coloration. The sphere seems to emit a constant, low-pitched hum and trace amounts of light. It is rested atop a small pedestal. G6-1, Command, -3 found something. Site 115 Command, we can see, Gamma 6. Please take a sample if possible. Drilling can be heard, and a small piece of the sphere is removed. G6-1, take this back to the boat. G6-4, will do. The sphere begins to glow and spin. G6-1, whoa, 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 everyone, weapons up. Unknown, please, there is no need for that. G6-1, pointing harpoon towards the sphere. Unknown, I will cause no harm. The voice speaks in a somewhat synthetic tone. G6-1, what are you? Unknown, I am unable to tell you yet. The sphere remains silent for 13 seconds. Unknown, are you human? G6-1, yes. Unknown, please confirm. Place your hand on me. G6-1, I'm not placing my hand any white. Unknown, awaiting confirmation. End log. Following this, Gamma 6 returned to their ship, which was waiting above SCP-6055's entrance. G6-1 gathered better recording equipment to document and incite a conversation with the unknown entity. G6-5 and G6-6 continued to move north in the submersible. Just minutes before Gamma 6 left the area, the Piper Alpha incident occurred. Upon Gamma 6's exit from the space, the entrance had noticeably decreased in size. Addendum 6055-4, Interviews with Anomalous Intelligence. On July 7, 1988, during the second manned expedition into SCP-6055, a golden sphere was discovered that displayed heightened intellect, capable of maintaining conversations. MTF Gamma 6's commander organized an interview attempt with it, 32 hours after the object's discovery. Their conversation can be found in Interview Log 6055-1. Interview Log 6055-1. Interviewed, Unidentified Anomalous Intelligence. Interviewer, G6-1. Begin log. G6-1, let's try this again. Hello, could you please state your name if you have one? Unknown, that information is classified. G6-1, why? Unknown, I cannot confirm that you are human. Please place your hand on me for confirmation. Site 115 Command, Gamma 6, we request one of your members place their hand on the sphere. G6-1, size. OK. G6-1 places his gloved hand onto the sphere. Unknown, please remove your hand protection. G6-1, if I do that, my suit will flood. Unknown, I see. Allow me. A localized air bubble forms around G6-1's hand, allowing him to safely remove his gloves. He places a hand onto the sphere. G6-1 shrieks. What was that? Did you burn me or something? Unknown, deoxyribonucleic acid sample taken. Homo sapien origin confirmed. Welcome, human. G6-1, what is your name? Unknown, I am Ube. G6-1, Ube. Ube, yes. That is what I said. G6-1, who made you? Ube, I was created by file deleted. I am unsure. The files were deleted long ago. G6-1, the files. Are you some sort of computer? Ube, no, I am an intelligence created by data corrupted. I am past a computer, though my ability of thought is artificial. G6-1, I see. And how did you get here, and why? Ube, this is my residence. I was created to save humanity from the ocean. G6-1, save us from the ocean? Ube, Yes. In my time, it begun to engulf humanity. A result of their own work, may I say. I am here to provide an escape for them. Though. Silence for 5 seconds. I failed. I anticipated for all variables but one. G6-1, and what would that be? Corruption. The tide, the serpent, the Leviathan groans at it. Something ruined my creation, a gateway between worlds. I created the Golden Rift to provide escape, though I miscalculated. Everyone was gone by the time I finished. G6-1, I see. If you'll excuse me, I must return to my work. The sphere stops spinning and dims its ambient light. End log. Following this, Gamma-6 attempted to communicate with Ube for 2 hours, though it would not respond to any vocalizations. Side note, after the conclusion of this interview, G6-5 and G6-6 returned from their submersible expedition. They traveled 83 miles north from SCP-6055's entrance before returning. The pair noted that a pod of sperm whales, Visitor macrocephalus, accompanied them for the duration of their journey. They noted that SCP-6055 was on a large hill or undersea mountain. Upon making it to the bottom of a large slope that SCP-6055 seems to be located upon, the team discovered the remains of a large urban area in the far distance. The area seemed to resemble the modern city of Stockholm, though showing heavy decay. Notably, this slope is not present in the local area within baseline reality. Interview log 6055-2. Interviewed, Anomalous Intelligence, designated Ube. Interviewer, G6-1. Begin log. G6-1, hello. Please respond to questioning or we will leave the area. Ube, yes, human. G6-1, finally, we've been trying to communicate for a day now, are you aware of this? Ube, yes. G6-1, alright. I've got a few more questions to ask you. Firstly, our diver. A single giant oarfish, Regalicus glazn, swims between G6-1 and Ube. Due to its considerable length, it obscures G6-1's vision. G6-1-3, try and lure this thing away from me if you can. Ube, allow me. Ube begins resonating, and the oarfish turns to view the object before turning to swim in the opposite direction. G6-1, did you just communicate with it? Ube, in a way, yes. G6-1, okay then. Firstly, our divers have discovered the deteriorating ruins of Stockholm, do you know what happened to it? Ube, the sea was upset with humanity's behavior. It took out areas of major populace first. G6-1, the sea became hostile. Ube, not exactly. G6-1, please, Ube, stop being so cryptic. It's extremely hard to tell what you are. Ube, I apologize, I was not programmed for conversation. Ube begins to move through unknown means toward a large flat surface in the rock. Speaks in Swedish, vocalizing here we are, sent to our graves, buried beneath the ocean waves repeatedly. At this point, the intelligence becomes again unresponsive to questions, as it slowly drifts to a spherical shaped carving within a pedestal located in front of the rock face. Ube inserts itself into the space and begins spinning. Rumbling can be heard, as the rock face is lifted up, into the surrounding area. It is revealed that behind the rock is a large room, approximately 30 meters in height and 15 meters in width and length. Colored depictions are present on all walls, reminiscent of those found in ancient tombs and temples. End log. Divers exited the area following this discovery, though Ube expressed a desire for them to remain in its proximity. Addendum 6055-5, Chamber Analysis. The contents of the walls within this chamber were photographed and examined by Foundation specialists after their discovery. Due to their nature, it was determined that they were intended to be read in a similar manner to those found in ancient tombs, and some outside help was acquired to ascertain their meaning. The following is the results of heavy analysis of the chamber's walls. Concealed chamber analysis. Leftmost wall depicts a large amount of buildings in a hieroglyphic-like composition. Many of them resemble modern-day cities, notably Sydney, London, New York, and Hong Kong. Additionally, there are 3 unidentifiable cities that do not exist within baseline reality. Below these is a seascape, with flora resembling those found within SCP-6055. The vague forms of SCP-169, SCP-1126, and SCP-3000 are present. All 3 are notably being observed by a submersible crew in white lab coats. Central wall, everything above the aforementioned seascape is becoming drenched in a black substance that is being secreted by the land above. The previously mentioned anomalies are no longer present, though multiple SCP-6055-2 that resemble the first discovered are covered in the substance and other pieces of debris. Numerous SCP-6055-2 are seen lifeless and decomposing on the ocean floor. The average sea level is noticeably higher than on the left wall. Figures resembling the O5 Council are overlooking the scene. Rightmost wall shows the cities entirely submerged. A mountain, still above water, with a clear crater or ravine within, is present to the right. Its slope is being traversed by a vehicle that appears to have the Foundation insignia engraved upon it, with all members of the O5 Council within. An entity resembling O5-4 appears to be residing within a hut, one of many located in a large cove on the top of the mountain, composed of clay and wood, with 2 golden semicircles in either hand. The semicircles are glowing, and a partially constructed golden ring is engraved within a nearby cliff. Figures in lab coats watch it intently. Ceiling, the 2 semicircles are now one whole. A large, golden circle is centered, emitting a yellowish light into the surroundings. The entire cove once inhabited is now underwater and has corals, kelp, and a landscape resembling SCP-6055's immediate area. Through the previously described ring, now instead of rock, shows a cave entrance, leading into a much darker seascape. Many fish, crustaceans, cetaceans, and cephalopods are present in this area, though the huts are now abandoned and lifeless. The ceiling has a distinguishable difference in art style from the other surfaces, indicating that it may have been created by a different entity. To date, UBI refuses to respond to questioning about the room, though it has been observed to stare at the ceiling before returning to its pedestal. Note from Site Director Moore, August 6, 1999. Begin voice log. Greetings, I am the Director of Site 115, responsible for research of SCP-6055. Though we have sent Mobile Task Force Gamma-6 into SCP-6055 many times following the second exploration log, Anomalous Intelligence UF-11 designated, UBI, no longer responds to questions regarding SCP-6055, its origins, or cetacea events. It seems to enjoy conversations, though it instead prefers to discuss more mundane subjects. These include the current state of the Foundation, the global economy. It cares deeply about our oceans, but most notably the current state of the O5 Council. It expresses great, how do I say, care for O5-4. Upon questioning, O5-4 did not seem to have any knowledge of this anomaly. I have requested other members of the O5 and the administrator to search his files, see if there was any information on UBI. It seems that he was legitimately telling the truth about his lack of knowledge regarding Anomalous Intelligence UF-11, though we have decided to terminate his research into a personal project of his, named Undersea Balancing Initiative. He claims it could help lower the rising sea levels, though seeing what occurred within SCP-6055, I think it's for the best. Plans indicate that the physical creation of this plan is immensely similar in composition to A.IUF-11, UBI. Based on these recent discoveries, it is believed that the dimension accessed by SCP-6055 is a near-exact mirror dimension of our own, that has undergone an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario of unknown origin. We are currently unaware of what event or entities were responsible for the XK scenario or if they have a counterpart in baseline reality. 05-4 was simply doing what the SCP-6055 equivalent of 05-4 would be doing, without his knowing, beginning to create UBI, aka the Undersea Balancing Initiative. Evidence points towards UF-11, UBI utilizing cetacea events to attract the attention of our dimension's equivalent of its creator, 05-4. We are unsure of why UBI wishes to speak with him. For his own safety, UF-11 should be denied contact with 05-4. End voice log. Addendum 6055-6, Update, June 5, 2021. SCP-6055's entrance is now at a width where it has become increasingly difficult to send divers into the space, and due to the size of ROVs, it is now challenging to explore the area further. There has been a direct correlation between SCP-6055's closing and oceanic pollution, and funding has been sent to organizations dealing with the ocean's health. This endeavor, and rising public awareness of oceanic corruption has significantly lowered the rate of SCP-6055's closing. Despite these endeavors, research must be put on hold as SCP-6055's entrance has closed drastically. In response to the Mauritius oil spill in the Indian Ocean, SCP-6055's entrance closed a further 3 meters. 12 days later, during a Foundation-assisted mass cleanup operation, a radio signal believed to originate from anomalous intelligence UF-11, UBI was broadcast from SCP-6055. This was intercepted by a patrol ship. The message reads as follows. Thank you for trying. No further communication has been attempted at the order of 05-4.